Do marriages exist in the spirit world? If we are married here on earth, will our family also be together in the future dimension? According to the information given to us by Emanuel Swedenborg, people who are married on earth meet in the spirit world, recognize each other, and if they wish they can live together just as they did on earth. This is possible if the spiritual growth achieved by the spouses during their life on earth is equal or at least similar. Otherwise, it is possible that husband and wife are not on the same level in the spiritual world, and consequently cannot meet each other. Ditto with their children. Since all outward aspects no longer exist, each appears to the other for what they actually are. Consequently, husband and wife manifest to each other for who they are inwardly and spiritually. They verify what their love has been is what their attraction, and decide whether they want to continue to remain together as one or not. This is why Christian marriage is "till death do you part." Marriage without the love and blessing of God will disintegrate very soon, because it has often been lived in falsehoods, judgments, and inner remorse, disguised to the partner for the sake of quiet living, or even there have been hidden betrayals. But in the spiritual world they can no longer be hidden, and our light is evident of our state of mind and love. Where love is not totally developed, it is necessary to implement growth before this blessed union can be experienced and enjoyed. Indeed, the misuse of love and sex practiced during life on earth leaves deep scars in the spirit of individuals on earth, and then in the spiritual world. Such scars can be removed only by the practice of true love. Marriages of deep and true love are certainly the most precious gift from God's part. But the only eternal ones are those celebrated by God through the returning Messiah, because they permanently remove original sin. In fact, all religious marriages are with satanic lineage and celebrated in the expectation of salvation. Before God they are not eternal, and He cannot recognize marriages and children as His own if they still have original sin and different blood from the Heavenly One. Therefore they still need to be reconfirmed by God through the return of the Messiah, because all marriages of any religious ceremony need to be confirmed before God and receive His blessing and deliverance from original sin. That is why it is said in the Bible that in the spiritual world people do not have wives and husbands, but are like angels. God cannot accept something that was born outside His ideal and in Satan's world, so all marriages and children for God are to be restored in His lineage. Any marriage that is not in line with His providence, expressed through the blessing of the returning Messiah, in a sense is sad for God, because it begets children for him to restore. God's true marriage is free from satanic blood, and that creates children free from original sin. Restoration for God of 50,000 people is one thing, another of 7 billion. These marriages with God's blessing that cleanses from original sin, in which God's love is expressed in the relationship between the two spouses and with God's blessing, last for eternity. Each person experiences a deep and intimate love relationship with God and with one spouse or groom in which he or she sees reflected the inner and outer characteristics of God. Such marriage is the union where each individual continues to grow closer and closer to God and to one's partner, precisely in the loving relationships between the two. When children are born from such a union, the depth of love shared among family members here on earth will keep that family together in the spiritual world as well.